Malcolm Forbes states that education's purpose is to replace an empty mind with an open one. Education is the foundation to a successful future. Just as a chair serves no purpose if it is empty, every child deserves the opportunity to receive a quality education regardless of where they came from. Today I will be informing you about the controversy over bilingual education in today's schools. This past year I was a reading and math tutor at Lincoln Elementary School in Whitewater, Wisconsin, which is a school that uses bilingual education. I was able to see firsthand the pros and cons of bilingual instruction and how students responded to it. Bilingual education could be incorporated into many of the schools our children will attend in the future. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, bilingual education is education in an English language school system in which students with little fluency in English are taught in both their native language and English. Advantages of bilingual education are that it provides limited English students with both the knowledge and literacy to help the students transition into our society and English classroom settings, while disadvantages are that students develop a dependency on their native language, which keeps them from learning and having proficiency in the English language. I will begin by discussing the advantages of bilingual education. Advantages of bilingual education are that students receive academic instruction in their native language, it boosts their self-esteem about their culture, and it can prepare them for a successful future. Students receive academic instruction in their native language, which in return helps them learn English more quickly. It provides the students the opportunity to receive instruction in their native language in order to help them keep up academically and work on their English proficiency. Students need to fully understand the concepts taught in their native language in order to stay on task and at grade level. According to the U.S. 2010 census, more than 9.7 million children ages 6 to 17, or 1 in every 6 school-age children, spoke a language other than English at home. The belief is that a student who is not fluent in English will learn English more quickly if the student has already learned the foundational processes of reading and higher-level content and concepts in his or her native language. It boosts their self-esteem and the ability to not hinder their feelings about his or her culture. It also promotes biculturalism. The students need to understand the value of their own culture. They should not have to feel inferior or different about who they are or where they came from. It also provides the ability to learn about another culture, other than their own. It preserves the students' sense of pride in the language of their parents, allowing them to move freely in an English language-dominant society while retaining an important link to their cultural and linguistic heritage. Another advantage is the preparation it gives a child for the future with no English background the ability to obtain a good job and succeed in life. Learning English is a tool to be successful in the United States. I feel that it works, and without it, these non-English speaking students would not survive in America. They need to be slowly transitioned into our American society, says Ms. Gomez, a bilingual instructor. Proficiency in one language in the 21st century is not sufficient for economic, societal, and educational success. Bilingual education helps students preserve their native language, feel confident about their culture, and will lead them to a brighter, more successful future. Professor of Education and Dean of the College of Education at Arizona State University, Eugene Garcia, claims that bilingual education will assist English and English language learners in the future by providing them with the skills necessary to participate in cross-cultural situations that will help make our country more just. There are many advantages to bilingual education, but the system still has many flaws and may not be the most effective way to instruct students learning English. Disadvantages of bilingual education are that students develop a dependency on their native language, can lose a sense of heritage, and it isolates them from the rest of the school. In the classroom, the teachers are giving lessons in the native language, therefore it is hindering their learning and taking them longer to learn and become proficient in the English language. Also, they are not being prepared to be mainstreamed into an English classroom. It encourages the students to learn in their primary language and is expensive and does not expose them to enough English to have them become proficient in a quickly manner. Native language instruction interferes and delays with the learning of English, working against the child. Lord Soto, a professor of bilingual education at Pennsylvania State University, states that sometimes bilingual classrooms disregard children's first language and cultural traditions by focusing too much on English. Richard Rodriguez argues that children will struggle with differentiating between language, and it takes away from the intimacy of having a family language at home. Soto further discusses how this marginalization can easily lead to a student's loss of identity and segregate them, which, in the Civil Rights Act of 1964, indicates that this cannot be done. Another disadvantage is the fact that these students are often isolated at school, which can cause discrimination. Rosalie Pataline Porter, director of the Institute for English Research and English Acquisition in Amherst, Massachusetts, who asserted in a 1998 article in Atlantic Monthly that bilingual instruction leads to segregation of non-English speaking students. Bilingual education can cause students to develop a dependency on their language, a loss of their self-identity, and isolation from other students. There are convincing arguments to both sides of the bilingual education controversy. This will continue to be a heated topic, with everyone having their own opinions and beliefs. Bilingual education is a controversial topic with strong advantages and disadvantages. Advantages include being able to learn English quicker with a solid base in another language, students not losing their sense of native language, and they will have a better chance of flourishing in the future. On the contrary, bilingual education can leave students depending on their language too much. It can leave avoiding their culture and can cause segregation within schools. As Malcolm Forbes would say, education's purpose is to replace an empty mind with an open one. The controversy over bilingual education is a tricky one, but in the end, I think we can all agree on one thing. Each and every child deserves to have the opportunity to learn in an environment that is designed to help them succeed the furthest.